Thank you, Nate. The Springs Preserve is blooming again. The 180-acre attraction reopened today. JC Fernandez is live with a look at some of the activities that are going on there.
Hey, JC.
Hey, Rocky and Kendall, today is a big day because the Springs Preserve, they shut down back in March because of the pandemic. Today is day one of the reopening. This is Tom with the Springs Preserve. So Tom, what exactly is open right now?
Well, right now what we have open are exterior areas of the property, natural areas, our hiking trails, our biking trails, although we're not doing the bike rentals yet. Okay. But we do have our trails open, our botanical garden. Anything in the great outdoors is open right now.
Beautiful, and there's so much history here at Springs Preserve. So what's the backstory in the Springs Preserve? And what are we looking at behind you here?
Well, right here what we have is what would be called a well shed. There was a well here in the 1930s. It ran dry in the 50s. They would have built this shed, the original shed, to protect the well from animals, from the elements, and so on. So
why is the Springs Preserve known as the birthplace of Las Vegas?
Well, basically this is where the name Las Vegas comes from, the meadows, because there used to be artesian springs here that sprang out of the ground, and so that drew the Native Americans, it drew the Spanish explorers, drew the early settlers, it drew the railroad. And so this was the water supply for the Las Vegas Valley for years and years and years.
This was the hot spot. Now over here, you have like 4 of these structures here in Springs Preserve. What is Lance zooming in on right there?
That is a well, Derek. That was was a structure that was used to help pull the water out of the ground.
It is so cool. And also something I didn't know about Springs Preserve. When you walk around here, it is loaded. There's artifacts on the ground, and I found something, and I think I may have found, is this an arrowhead?
JC, I think that's a rock.
It's not an arrowhead?
It's not.
I thought for a second it had an arrowhead. It's landscaping rock.
Looks like one, but I'm afraid not.
All right, Tom. Also, by the way, the Divine Cafe is open. You can have lunch. Amazing views of the Springs Preserve. You can see the strip, the 180 acres of beauty. And coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, I'm going to take you to an area that's known as the hidden gem of the Springs Preserve. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, I hope you'll find a real hidden gem.
It's Indiana JC, right?
Hope you find a real one this next hit. All right, we'll get back to you at 4 p.m.